Good morning, Eliza. You were just surveying the neighborhood, huh? Whoop. Hi, girl. All you want is some pets. Good morning, friends. I know it's been a long while since I've done a video. I guess I wasn't feeling it for a little while. I wasn't in the right mind space to create videos. I guess I was wondering how many people will it reach? Will it make an impact? And so yeah, I took a couple of months off, just took a break from it, and I've been kind of re-inspired, and I want to give it a shot again. So just a little update on the past couple of months. It hasn't been terribly busy at work. Probably the busiest month was December, because people were wanting to take some PTO for the holidays, and so I was filling in a lot for the holidays at the hospital. And ever since the new year, it's been rather slow. I had a few shifts in January, a handful of shifts in February. Now I've got maybe, I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but like 7 or 8 shifts. 8 or 9 in March. So I've had a lot of time to reflect. And I've been thinking a lot about my career and thinking about whether it brings me happiness, whether it brings me satisfaction and fulfillment. And I've had some mixed feelings. There are days when I feel like I made a difference in my daily work, like something I did benefited somebody, and that always makes me feel good. But a lot of days I feel like just going through the motions, doing tasks, and it can be frustrating because I may not see the direct impact and the direct benefit of what I do, and how it actually benefits the patient. Like I want to, I guess I want to be able to visualize and be able to see that what I'm doing is actually helping somebody. And some days that's not so easy. So yeah, I've been thinking about identity. And for definitely the past decade, I've sort of identified myself as either a pharmacy student or a pharmacist. And it has been such a huge aspect of my identity. It's like when somebody asks me during introductions, Natalie, oh, so what do you do? Well, I'm in pharmacy school. Or, well, I'm a pharmacist for such and such company or employer. And I mean, that's the basics of introduction. That's the basics of getting to know somebody. We get their name, we get their career, and you go from there. And it's sort of frustrating because it's like, well, yes, I am those things, but it's not everything about me. Pharmacy is not everything about me. And feels like I'm pigeonhole, is that a word? And it feels like I'm putting myself in a box. And it's lacking a lot of color. It's lacking a lot of what I am. It doesn't feel right. And to be honest, there are days when it's like made me unhappy. I think just because so much of how I identify myself in the past so many years has been defining myself by my career. And I've realized that if I continue to do this, I think I'll be utterly unhappy. It'll really make me miserable if I just choose to kind of turn a blind eye to everything else and just focus on my career and the implications of my career on me. It's just one part of my life. So, and I also think it's very important for everybody to kind of wrap their minds around this. Like, you are more than your career. And I know it's a big part of our lives. What we do for work, what we do for a living is a major part of our lives. Obviously, it's necessary for putting a roof over our heads, for putting food on the table, but it's not all there is. And I think we all need a moment to let that sink in. Our jobs, our careers, it's not all there is. We have more in our lives than that. So again, they are important, but I think it's also critical to look outside of that and to reflect outside of that, to be self-aware outside of your career. Because if you put so much emphasis on it, what's going to happen when you start working less? Or what's going to happen when you retire? What's going to remain of you? And I've had some time to think about that. Like, I have all this free time, which I used to not have. Through the majority of my career, I had to work anywhere from maybe 40 to 50, some weeks 50 plus hours. So when you have all this time to think, you realize, wow, okay, so what is the rest of me? And I'll be frank with you, I don't necessarily know, personally. I'm still exploring that. Even though I'm in my early 30s, I'm still exploring who I am outside of pharmacy, outside of the obvious things. Yeah, I came from such and such a country. I was born in Ukraine. I identify as a Ukrainian. I identify as a woman. I have all these like little identities, all these like little tags that follow me around in life. And as a part of my education and a part of my career, I've obtained a new tag, pharmacist. But when that goes away, what remains? And that is a question I think we should all ponder at all stages of life, because it will change. It will change. Yeah, so I've had all this time to think. And I'm in the process of self-discovery. I'm in the process of getting to know myself better. I hope I am. I don't know how to do it. There's no particular procedure. It's just reflecting. And I like to reflect a lot when I'm walking. So I walk my dog, and I may turn a podcast on and just kind of half listen to it. But I'm thinking a lot, just thinking about life, thinking about, oh, what do I like? What don't I like? Because yeah, I think when we're young, maybe we don't take the time to do that. Or if we do, just like everybody else's opinions and voices just kind of drown out our own internal dialogue. So I'm trying to tune into my internal dialogue, trying to figure out what's going to happen when I'm no longer practicing pharmacy. Yeah, what am I going to do? How am I going to fill my time? How am I going to identify myself? Like, what parts of me will remain? So that's what I've been contemplating the past couple of days, and I wonder what everybody else does, you know, when especially when work is sort of unsecure, unsteady, kind of like how it is for me. I'm very fortunate to have a job, but as you may know, I have a PRN position, and so my hours are very variable. So that's definitely stressing me out a little bit. Just it feels like a lot is up in the air. It feels like I don't have control. Some days it can be frightening. I'm not going to lie, even looking in my checking account right now is quite frightening because there's not a lot in there. Most of my money is invested, actually, and I don't want to touch it. And I have money in a savings account, but I actually want it to be accruing interest. So I'm doing my best to really monitor what I'm spending, and like literally I'm not used to this because for so much of my career my salary has been so comfortable. I've never even had to think twice. I could just swipe the card and know that I'll have enough money in the bank to pay off my credit card. But now I have to be particularly mindful. So that's where I'm at today. Those are some of the things I've been thinking about. And to everybody who's listening to this, I don't want it to seem like, oh, work isn't important, or she hates her job. It's more to it than that. I just think that we can't be so laser focused. You can't put so much emphasis on that part. I think everybody puts a lot of emphasis on their career, on their job. But yeah, take a few moments to think about everything outside of that. And I think we'll all be happier, better people for it. Thank you for listening. I appreciate your time. I hope you're having a wonderful day. If there's anything you want me to talk about in terms of mindfulness, self-development, growing yourself as a person, anything related to personal finances or pharmacy, those are my topics of interest, and I will see you again soon. Have a good one.